Let's start. Let's admit people and let's start. Yes, thank you.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I welcome President Marco Arcieri from Italy. He is the president of ICID, and we are very happy that he is here in this webinar. And this webinar is part of our webinar series on smart irrigation management. And this is the fourth webinar we are having. We started this series in October, and we already had 3 webinars, and this is the fourth webinar. And the topic of today's webinar is application of remote sensing in crop water management and water resource monitoring. And this webinar will be taken by Dr. Harsh Shah. He's our very young speaker, but he's expert. He's founder and CEO of Agrocast Analytics Private Limited and CTO Jalkruti Water Solutions Private Limited in India. So before this webinar starts, I will request now my president, Dr. Marco Arcieri, to say a few words. Yeah. Please.
Yes, thank you, Secretary General. Thank you, Dr. Harsh Shah, for being with us for this very interesting seminar. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of the people who have gathered today for this fourth webinar we are holding. So this is going to be about the application of remote sensing in crop water management and water resources monitoring. I think it's a very interesting, very important topic, because as you know, in the last few years or decades, the remote sensing has been revolutionizing crop water management and water resources monitoring. Because it can help providing actors at a large scale timely data on soil moisture, on the health of the crops, and evapotranspiration. And these, as a consequence, can enable the use of precision irrigation, can enable water balance studies, and of course, it's very useful for assessment of possible and prediction of extreme events such as drought on the one hand and flood on the other. It can also help mapping the state of surface waters. It can monitor the snow cover. It's very useful, sorry, for the assessment of water quality, and of course can be of great support. Remote sensing can be of great support in groundwater prospecting. So there are many applications for remote sensing. As I said, most important one is irrigation optimization. Can be very useful for crop health and stress monitoring of the plant, for water use efficiency, assessing water use efficiency, because it can help calculating the actual water crop consumption. And so in this case, we can improve irrigation system performance. And of course, it's very useful especially for what we call irrigation mapping. That means finding the most suitable areas all over the world that can be converted to irrigation. So in terms of expanding irrigation in certain areas. I think that without any further ado, I would like to leave the floor now to our speaker for today, Dr. Harsh Shah, so a very young and competent technical person. So Mr. Harsh, Dr. Harsh Shah, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Dr. Shah, 1 minute, please.
Yes.
I will have one announcement. Yeah. Yes. I will request all the participants, they can ask questions and they can give write their question in the chat box, and they can write their name and email also. And I will request Dr. Shah to answer after the webinar as many as possible. And if it is not possible due to time constraint to answer all the questions, you can answer through email also after the webinar. So before we start this webinar, I will talk about the next webinar also. Our next webinar will be on 10th of March, and the topic of this webinar is daily satellite measurements to support smart water irrigation management. And this webinar will be taken by Professor Dr. Wim Bastiansen. He's a professor in TU Delft, Netherlands. He's a very renowned person in smart irrigation management. And this webinar will be held on 10th of March. We will be circulating this flyer, and I will request all the participants to join this webinar also. Now I will give the floor to Dr. Harsh Shah, and with the request that you can go ahead with your presentation.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. R.K. Gupta, sir, and Dr. Marco for giving me this opportunity to speak at ICID webinar series on the smart irrigation management. So let me share my slides. Please confirm whether it is visible or not. Is it visible?
Now, yes.
Yes, we can see you. Yes, thank you.
Okay, superb. So in this webinar, I will be covering the use of remote sensing to water use estimation as well as the crop yield estimation we can carry it out. And we have developed different platforms to monitor the water resources in terms of their quality, in terms of their extent, in terms of how best way we can utilize the weather information using the different platforms. So with that, I'm starting the water challenge scenarios. We are entering in the climate boiling era. We just ended with the climate change era, climate warming area. So here, by seeing that our Earth's temperature has been increased by 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is causing the tremendous impact in the agri and the water sector. So if I'm just focusing on the India context, 54% of Indian area is facing highly or extremely water stress area, which is highlighting in the red color, which is the past major area covering the Rajasthan, Gujarat, which is the western side of India. So this is majorly causing by the climate change impact driven by the extreme floods, drought, sea level rise, threatening the water security. So along with that, the population has reached to 1.4 billion in India, which is the second highest in the world. And to fulfill the need of those population, there is a tremendous pressure on the agricultural side, where water has been utilized at the highest level. So 70% is water being used in the agriculture sector, and this sector is overutilizing the over irrigation in terms of they are growing or sowing crops which are the water intense crops. So there should be a suitable crops decided for the geography based on their aridity or water availability side. So along with that, when the irrigation is not available in the certain area, they are utilizing the groundwater, which is impacting the groundwater table is drastically declining. And because of that, the contamination is increasing. The arsenic and other hazardous component are coming into the groundwater tables and impacting the water quality side. So this is entire a cycle which is driven by the climate change and the population rise and the agricultural practices. So how the smart irrigation can contribute to best utilization of our resources with the taking the advantage of the available technologies, advanced technologies such as the IoT sensors, then satellite data, drones, AI modeling. So smart irrigation can contribute by optimize these resources by taking whether it's available soil moisture is there, so no need to irrigate, or let's say weather forecast data is available and there will be a rain in coming days, so no need to irrigate the fields. And we must decide the when to irrigate, where to irrigate, and how much to irrigate to optimize our water resources. So let's say if we optimize the resources, there is a direct connects with the energy use where the pumps are being used or the conveyance loss should be less, and we'll have the less water wastage, which helps the end user, the farmers, to increase the productivity, increase the income, and hence we can have the prosperous livelihood at the end. So this entire cycle is connected with each other. So from the smart irrigation perspective, I'm just focusing on the satellite base, remote sensing base, how utilizing the satellite based monitoring for the irrigation purpose will be optimized over the period of time. So it provides the information about the losses when we say about the evapotranspiration, soil moisture conditions, and it has a different revisit times. So we are getting not just the spatial but as well as the temporal imagery using the different source of images in terms of RGB, multispectral, hyperspectral, and this can be integrated with the GIS base to get a decision support system ready. So with that, I am highlighting two open source data which is widely used in the remote sensing and GIS application. One is the Landsat 8 and Landsat 9, which has a 30-meter resolution, having a 16 days revisit time. And it is based to monitor a large scale projects. And the second one is the widely accepted data from the European satellite Sentinel-2 and Sentinel-2 and 2B, which is the multispectral data ranging from 10-meter to 60-meter resolution, having the 5 to 7 days revisit time of a globe. And it using the multispectral data, we can derive different remote sensing indices, which are NDVI, NDWI, NDMI, EVI, which is the best use for the understand the crop growth, soil moisture conditions, crop health conditions. So integrating these remote sensing satellite based data to the GIS platform can provide more insights into hydrological condition, climatic conditions, crop growth conditions, identifying the stress area or the irrigation patches where soil moisture is required over the period of time. So for the decision maker, when to supply water for which crop, this will be a based tool to take a decision. So with that, I will be coming to the direct my case study where we carried out the study on the crop water estimation and the crop yield estimation using the remote sensing data. So we have selected a region of 3,500 hectare in Gandhinagar, which is a Dashela area located in Gujarat state of India. And it is a semi-arid climatic zone and heavily dependent on the groundwater conditions. So this area we have selected to understand how best way we can demonstrate the use of the satellite data to identify the crops. So with that, we collected the satellite data of 10-meter resolution, which has a 5 days revisit time, starting from 1st of November to 2025 of March. And then we also collected the ground data to validate our results, because on those data we have trained our models to classify the remaining crops, because the survey of each location is not possible. So we took some samples, we not extrapolated, but we model it to get a better accurate results. And we estimated different indices called the NDVI, which is normalized difference vegetation index, then which is for the crop uh, growth conditions based suited for. Then we took NDMI, which is normalized difference moisture index, provide information about the moisture conditions. Again, NDMI provides the leaf soil moisture condition, not the root zone soil conditions. So let's say if there is a water stress at a root level, which is highly depicted through the leaves conditions, which is from the NDMI. Then we have used EVI, which is enhanced vegetation index, which talks about the crop health conditions, which is similar to NDVI, but this index is highly used at their maturity stage. So with that, we took data for the our study area. Then we masked the area and estimated the indices time series for the stipulated time from November to March. And then we supervised classified for the remaining areas to identify the cropping pattern. So with that, we again collected a ground truth data, 300 points, using a mobile app which we have developed. So where one can digitize the farms and get the information about the total area in acre or hectare or perimeter. So this way we digitize the data and got the geolocations of the different crops over the Shela region, which is having the 3,500 hectare land area. So with that, we move forward. We analyze the different indices over the region. So coming with the NDVI analysis. Yeah. So we can see that from November to March, the value has been increased and declined in the month of March, which is the harvesting period for the crop. So this is the Rabi season we have considered, and the NDVI values varying between -1 to 1. Less than 0 indicates the barren land or the no vegetation conditions, and the value close to 1 indicates the crop is growing in better way. So here you can see, we can clearly having the peak value or the average of the NDVI value of the region 0.57, highest in January, which is the highest growing season for the crop. Then it will be starting declining as the crop is maturing with the time. And at the harvest time, we can see the major red spot, which indicates the crop is almost harvested. So this way we have analyzed using the Sentinel data, where we look at the entire life cycle of the crop over the region. So we analyze this. Then we also analyze the NDMI index, which is normalized difference moisture index. And we can see the similar trend, like NDMI varies between -1 to 1. 0 or less than 0 indicates the barren conditions, and the 1 indicates the water body. So it values generally varies between 0.2 to 0.7 depending on the cropping conditions and the soil moisture conditions. So here we can again see the there is a peak in January and February and decline in March at the harvesting time. So we can see from these images where the red indicates the low moisture conditions and blue indicates the good moisture conditions. So this helps to identify which area is having a good moisture compared to less moisture conditions. So this way we have analyzed the data. Yeah. And then we classified the crops using the supervised classification. So these are our results, where we have classified castor, potato, wheat, and the barren land area. So we found that the castor having 968 hectare area of sowing, wheat has 915 hectare, and potato has a 344 hectare land area, which is indicated in green, red, and badge color, respectively. So these are our findings. So we, using the satellite data, we have classified this land for the different crops. Then we also look at their signature, timely signatures. So here we can see that for the potato and wheat, which is marked in blue and black color, having the good proper cycle over the period of time from November to March. Okay, whereas the castor has the almost a flat trend in NDVI, NDMI conditions, which is basically due to it's a growing season. So castor has a long term crop. It has a cycle of 7 to 8 months, whereas compared to potato and wheat, it has a very clear picture. It starting from November to harvesting in the December, in the March month. So where we can see the proper cycle for the NDVI and other indices similar to NDMI and EVI. So with that, we again look at the crop yield crop water requirement estimation. So here we have used the crop evapotranspiration approach, where we multiply crop coefficient with the reference evapotranspiration, which is ET0. So for the KC, we have used the FAO data, and for the ET0, we have estimated using the nearest meteorological station, temperature, rainfall, humidity, radiation, and wind speed, other data sets. We have used that and estimated the ET0 to final estimation of the crop water requirement of the study area. And based on that, for the different stages of the crop cycle, we estimated the water requirement. So let's say for the castor of 968 hectare of area, the total requirement of water is 8.33 million cubic meter. Then for the wheat, we estimated 4.65 million cubic meter, and for the potato is the lowest one, is the 1.29 million cubic meter. So these are the estimation we have received. So and we have also subcategorized based on that stages: the initial, development, mid-season, late season. And here we can see that the castor is having the highest water requirement because of it's a almost 7-month crop. So that's why it is getting the highest water requirement compared to wheat and potato. Apart from that, we have estimated the duty for the different crops, which is the most essential for the irrigation planning and the performance benchmarking purpose. So we found that for the castor, we estimated 85 centimeter. For wheat, it is a 50 centimeter, and for the potato, it is 37 centimeter. So knowing this information, for the larger scale, one can plan their reservoir operation or irrigation performance accordingly, rather which crops they are growing, what is the duty, or what is the delta required for their entire planning, or whether they are able to supply on a time or not. So getting this information is very essential, I believe, for the better performance of the irrigation system. of or any project. So this way, even we can integrate this data with the weather forecast and the reservoir operation and give the information to the end user, the farmer, when they are going to release the water, and this much water is released, you must take care of irrigation. So that way we can optimize the resources by providing this information. So I believe the entire things are interlinked. If we operate the reservoirs based on the sowing conditions and the water availability, then we can optimize the resources. Then we estimated the yield using the semi-physical approach, where we estimated F bar, which is the fraction of absorbed photosynthetically active radiation. We estimated the PAR, which is the photosynthetically active radiation, and we estimated the NPP, which is the net primary productivity, by multiplying F bar, PAR, and RU, which is the radiation use efficiency. And lastly, we estimated the yield by multiplying NPP and the harvest index. So using this method, we estimated the yield of the different crops. So here for the castor of 968 hectare of sown area, we found a production of 2,305 ton. For the wheat, it's a 2,973 ton, and for the potato, it's 9,396 ton. We also estimated yield, which is ton per hectare, and we predicted 2.38 for the castor, 3.25 for wheat, and for potato, it's a 27.28 ton per hectare. And we also compare it with the government data, average data for 2018 to 2023, and we found that it is coming very close. So it is within the accepted range, and our model is working fine to even predict the yield of the crop using the satellite-based approach. So with that, I'm just highlighting, we have developed a platform called Agrocast app. It is available on the Play Store, and here we have developed this platform such a way that geography, season specific crop information should be available to the farmers in the vernacular language. So the purpose of this platform is to educate the farmers with the latest technology, combining the satellite data, agronomist information, along with the information of the weather forecast, what should be the best practices for them for the different crops. So we have developed this platform for the farmers. And then we develop another platform for the Agrocast partner app, which is focusing on the agrarian companies who are into the retails or wholesales or fertilizer, pesticide supply, where they can having the connects with the farming community and provide the information. So the with that, I would love to showcase you the dashboard, how it works. Okay. So just a moment. Is my screen visible of the dashboard or the? All right.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Yes. Just a moment. Yeah. Let me share this screen. Can you just confirm the dashboard screen is visible? All right. So here is the dashboard we have designed, where I will just go through the entire dashboard. Let's say I'm just adding the details of the farm, and then I will selecting the state, then I'm selecting the district and the taluka. I'm filling the mandatory fields. There are other fields which provides the more insights. Then we are heading to the our coordinates. So here one can add the farm, digitize the farm. So yeah, this way, we have added the farm, which has a 1.85 hectare. Even they can change into the acre as well. Then I'm just adding the farm and the save farm. All right. So farm is being added. So our system will automatically gather the latest 3 satellite images for the farm and provide the information. So it will take a minute or two. So meanwhile, I will just show other functionality. So here we have the weather forecast information of the location where one can get the information about the hourly forecast, daily forecast, weather conditions, and they can add the crop. So let's say for the Rabi season, someone is going mustard, and they can select the variety and the sowing date. Let's say it is in the month of December, and they just have to save the uh, details. So based on the inputs, we are getting the information about the mustard, soil requirement, climatic conditions, land information, time of sowing, method of sowing, spacing, seeds required, seed treatment, manure, fertilizer requirement, and weeding. So this is very detailed information basically available for the geography, season, and crop specific. We also provide information about uh, their weekly activity. So let's say this one is the 7th week. There is no action required, but for the week of 6th, the irrigation is required based on the weather conditions. So those are very specific information provided for the crop. And we also provide information about the pest and solution, where they can get the information about the symptoms, their management, the same way for the diseases, what are the symptoms and the management. And apart from, we are provided this functionality called the crop expenditure. So where they can provide the information, they can add the details about how much they have spent over the period of time. So let's say in month of December, they have spent 15,000, and for the seeds, they can save. So they can basically get the insights how much they are spending over the period of time. So with that, yeah, we'll have the data. So let's say today on the 16th, latest data is available. So here they can visualize the data of NDVI, NDMI, and EVI conditions. And here we can see the conditions are far better in this region compared to this northern part. So if they focus on this particular region, they can increase the productivity, as well as they can best way optimize their resources, whether this area required irrigation or not. So this way, this entire platform works. And we have developed for the Gujarati, Hindi, and Gujarati, which is the vernacular language, is basically used in the Gujarat state. And they can also share their farms. And here we are also have added the government blogs, where they can see the which are the government schemes available for their beneficiary. So entire thing is developed for the farming community. So yeah, this is from the agrocast dashboard. Now coming to the presentation side. Yeah, then we have developed a global weather forecast for the pixel wise analysis. So here we have also developed a Google Earth Engine using the Google Earth Engine tool to get the 10 days weather forecast information. So just need to pin at any location, and you will get the information about the rainfall condition, minimum, maximum temperature, relative humidity, and wind speed. So yeah, again, one can change the satellite maps, even one can add the entire globe map and check the conditions. It is not bounded with the geography. So here I selected this location where rainfall we can see, and one can check the weather conditions here. And even one can download the data in the CSV or PNG form, which is providing the more insights for their decision making. And even they can add the legends based on the variable they can select. So humidity, precipitation, wind, and the temperature we have added. So this is what we have developed as a uh, Google Earth Engine platform. Next, we have developed a platform to understand the water body uh, extent monitoring using the SAR data, Sentinel-1 data. So it is very interesting to analyze the data for the administrative boundaries. So we have added the different uh, states of India, their district and their sub-district, and to analyze the water extent conditions. So let's say I'm selecting Gujarat, or in Gujarat, I'm selecting, let's say, Bharuch, and then I'm selecting any of Taluka of Baluch, let's say I'm Ankleshwar, and then I'm selecting any year. So data is available up to 2024. It can be extended up to 2025. So I'm just looking for the 2021, and it will process the entire data and provide the final information about how much area having the water extent and the uh, in terms of the hectare. So with that, it will take a minute or two. So I will not stop here. I will come back to my slide until it completes the process. Yeah, then the last, we have developed a platform to monitor water quality parameters using the Sentinel-2, where we have modeled it for the chlorophyll A, turbidity, pH, dissolved oxygen, conductivity, and organic carbon. So let me come to the uh, platform. So here one can select, one can draw a polygon of their area of interest, and they can select the date range. Let's say I'm selecting for the 2024, and I am interested in the chlorophyll, and I will run the analysis. Yeah, so it will take time to generate the data. So here we can see the how the chlorophyll is distributed within the water body region, and even if you select any pixel, you will get the time series. Okay, it is showing some error. So we select the turbidity. pH. So yeah, that way one can get the time series analysis. Yeah. So this way one can monitor the water quality parameters using the satellite data. So which provides better understanding. There could be a question on the accuracy, but one can get the better understanding of the conditions of the data. And they can also download the data in the form of the CSV and the PNG format. It is very much possible. And now coming to the analysis side. So yeah, our water body extent is completed for the Ankleshwar 2021, and we found that 111 hectare area having the water cells. So here we can see the water cells as well. So let me just come up the satellite map and reduce the transparency of the, yeah. So here we can see these are the water bodies which are having the throughout the year available data. So yes, with that, I will stop here and would love to have the questions. Thanks for your attention and being patient. So thank you ICID again for this giving me opportunity. I am happy to take a question on.
Thank you, Dr. Shah. You must have seen some questions in the chat box. If there are some questions in the chat box, I will request you to please answer them first.
Okay, sure. So let me go through the questions. Okay, is this tool agrocast applicable worldwide? Is it free? Okay, so the app can be developed or for the use case, it's a tailor-made. The crop information what we have developed, it is the geography and season specific. So based on the geography, we can develop a customized tool for it. But let's say for the satellite imagery, it is easily accessible. The only issue could be for the integration of this cropping side, which is doable based on the understanding of the geography. And it is free. For the first sector, we have provided a free access for a year. Then the next year onwards, it's on the charge subscription base. We are charging. Yeah. So next question is, can you share? Okay. I will be sharing the PPT to ICID, so they may circulate, or I will share over the mail as well. Okay, what the impact of spatial and temporal scale of data on the result? Okay, it's a very good question. So if we go with the fine-tuned data, we'll get more accuracy, and temporal scale is again depends on the crop duration. Let's say if we are targeting for the 1 year crop, so better to have the larger data. And I believe that for the crop classification, other purposes, water requirement, this Sentinel-2 data is good enough, as it is a open source data and freely available multispectral data. So, but the accuracy can be improved with the fine-tuned data, even for, using the hyperspectral data. Okay. How deep soil moisture of remote sensing image and what method is used for the ground truth soil moisture? Okay. So here for the soil moisture, I'm again saying the multispectral just provide you the leaf water content conditions, not the root zone soil moisture. So for that, again, the SAR data as well as there are hyperspectral data is coming up, which can be utilized for the root zone soil moisture data. And the ground truth soil moisture, again, it's a volumetric parameter. So here we are talking about the relative conditions, not the direct volume of the water conditions. We are saying this area having the good soil moisture conditions compared to this part. So based on this understanding, one can take a decision for the irrigation, whether this area is required or not. And trust me, farmers are much smarter than us. So they know the day-to-day activity. As satellite is passing every 5 to 7 days interval, we may miss the conditions in between. So the higher the temporal resolution provide the more informative information along with the weather forecast conditions. Yeah. Okay. For daily irrigated crops by drip system, how to use the past image? I totally agree with that point. So that's why there is always a limitation of any technology. We are using the open source, which has a 5 days revisit time. And let's say satellite will be passing tomorrow. So we'll get a very immediate data of image of the farm on that particular day. But then we have to wait next 3 to 5 days to look at the what are the conditions. So basically, this is a platform kind of X-ray information it is providing to take a decision. So yeah. Okay, I will be sharing the presentation. And okay, Dr. Tolga Alkevli from SIO Saudi. The ground truth is only based on the meteorological station. Do you think it can be improved by using the site measurement, etc.? Because meteorological stations are generally representing the point based. Totally agree. So that's why this satellite will enable us to have the spatial conditions to get the more insights. The only thing is coming to the accuracy is the major concern, because accuracy, and the second point is the weather conditions. If there is a cloudy conditions, we may miss the information of the certain location. But at the same time, there will be a SAR data, or there will be a data provided by the let's say hyperspectral data, which can provide as an alternative during those cloudy weather conditions or during the monsoon season. Yeah. Next is you have shown the crop water requirement of the crops. However, we need to irrigation water requirement IWR. Does the app shows the IWR? Okay, so app is totally worked as a different silo. It is designed for the farming community to get these NDVI, NDMI, EVI images, where they can get the idea what is the field conditions. So we have developed a partner app to gather the farm level survey data in so that once we get the data, we'll process it and we'll develop the this water requirement maps. So we use the app as a tool to for the entire study. Sure. So I just request everyone who's are interested, please share, leave your email ID and the name. We'll share a presentation with you. Yeah. Hope I have answered major questions. If I missed any, please let me know.
ऋषि कुछ पूछना आपने पूछना
Dr. Harsh,
yes.
Thank you for a very nice presentation. I just want to know that whether yours is, what will be the current challenges if we want to adopt your system in other countries, if they have their own satellite data, if someone is having their own satellite data and have their own weather system information, can your tool be adopted, and what will be the challenges if they want to adopt in some other country for their study purpose?
Sure, sir. So we can integrate their APIs with our mobile app. It is very much possible. The only challenge is to look at which bands they are having in their satellites, whether they are having NIR band or SVNIR band. So we have to check the frequency as well as the resolution of the data sets. But for the current platform, we can easily take forward with the any other country where they can utilize the mobile app. Just we have to develop the database for their geography and season specific crop. So that is very much possible where we are providing the information. Yeah.
Dr. Harsh, I'm Rishi
Yes.
Srivastava from ICID. Yeah, I have a very small query regarding the yield of the yield formula you showed.
Yes.
We get yield by multiplying some 4 parameters,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So are these parameters also determined by remote sensing or they are the standard parameter for that area?
Okay. So, sir, here for the FPAR, PPAR, those are coming from the radiations.
Okay.
So we are using the meteorological data. So
Okay.
once we identify the remote sensing, we use to identify the crops.
Okay.
So once we get to know the crops, then we use the meteorological inputs to derive different parameters and indexes to estimate the yield.
So that means every season, maybe next Rabi season, the value obtained under these parameters may be slightly different from the previous year. That is
Of
what.
course, sir. Yes, yes. Because we have the temporal variation of the weather conditions and all.
अभी कुछ और question है ना? Dr. Harsh, you can check whether some more questions are there.
Yes, sir. Sure, sure. Okay. Okay. How can we distinguish between surface wetness and deep root zone soil moisture using satellite data? Again, that is the limitation of the multispectral data. We may use the sensors integration and another sets of data. When I say another sets, again, the SAR data, synthetic aperture radar, or let's say we can use the hyperspectral data, which provides more deep root zones moisture conditions. So again, let me tell you, SAR data can be penetrated up to the few centimeters, hardly 5 to 10 centimeters information. It will not penetrate up to the few meters, right? So please consider these as a limitations of any technology where we are having the we can explore other options using the IoT, but again IoT is not feasible over the larger scale, but it can be utilized as a calibration of the data. Okay. Okay. Basing yield on photosynthesis efficiency alone assume optimal condition of the nutrient and soil water. I did not get it. So I'm also leaving my email ID so that you can also reach out to me. If you have any questions, we can have a discussion. So this is my email ID. And apart from that, we can also explore the fertilizer application NPK using the after getting the information about the crop and their signatures. So here the hyperspectral could be a game changer, which provide more insights like how which area requires more fertilizer, which NPK parameters required based on the crop. It is very much possible.
Presentation recording from the website.
Okay, a point is not clear for me. Is the crop water status assessed by the calculating ET0, ETC using weather data and the crop consumption or using the NDMI index? Okay, so here we have used the NDVI, NDMI to classify the crops, and then we estimated the crop water by multiplying the ET0 with the crop coefficient to estimate the water requirement at the different stages. We have not integrated the weather conditions, so one can deduct the if there is a rainfall, they can deduct the water requirement. So it is not the actual condition. It is not the net water requirement. It is the gross conditions from where we can deduct the weather conditions and so on. Yes. Yes, adequate NPK and water. You base the yield only on the photosynthesis efficiency and radiation. Yeah.
Dr. Shah, President, would you like to say a few words or you want to ask something?
Well, no, actually, thank you. Dr. Shah, I was very impressed by the huge amount of data and the possible exploitation of this tool, which is really interesting. It is certainly a very good precondition in order to improve water use efficiency in irrigation and to also as I was saying before, as we have seen, also to monitor the status of water quality and for the crop and so on, and predict yield and so on. Of course, there's always something that needs to be calibrated or needs to be implemented, but I think we're on a right pathway, and such tools can be very, very useful in order to develop new advances in irrigation management. So no, I think many questions have already been put, and so I would like just to once again thank all the audience. I see there has been a very, very good participation because the topic was very interesting. So I'm very happy that we have provided by Dr. Shah, we have provided a very interesting, I think we can say very interesting webinar. Very advanced technology has been shown, and it's very promising for the future, which is what ICID is actually involved in. So I think I think I can speak on behalf of Central Office as well. We are very satisfied with this very interesting webinar, and we are looking forward, of course, to have you maybe in another occasion, something else, another topic for the future. Secretary General already has announced there's going to be another very interesting webinar. It's going to be in March. And I think with this, if there's no other major issues, I think we can again say thank you to Dr. Shah, and I would leave it to you, Secretary General Gupta. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Marco, for giving me opportunity to speak at ICID. Very looking forward for upcoming events at ICID. Thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you, President, and thank you, Dr. Shah, and thank you all the participants for joining the webinar. And our next webinar is on 10th of March, and it will be a very interesting one again, and it will be given by Professor Wim Bastiensen from Netherlands. And I wish that all of you will join that webinar also. And I'm looking forward to our series 5th webinar on 10th March. See you on 10th March. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Gupta sir, ICID, Vijay sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.